In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for Tuesday, June 27th, 2022. And here we have a word problem. We're told that the house Trevor's family lives in has 6 people, including Trevor, and 3 bathrooms. In the past month, each person showered for an average of 480 minutes and used an average 72 liters of shower water over the entire month. Water costs 20 cents per liter. How much money did Trevor's family spend in total on shower water in the past month? So, a question like this uses units to solve problems, and questions involving units and rates are typically taught in an Algebra 1 class, though you may see this a little bit earlier on depending on what school you go to. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own. And when you're ready, unpause the video and we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, let's start going through this. And word problems like these can be a little bit tricky because there's so much information given. So what I would recommend doing is starting with the question and try to figure out what our goal is. What are we trying to find? And if we read the question, how much money did Trevor's family spend in total on shower water in the past month? So we're looking for the total money spent on showers or spent on shower water in a month, but it's for the entire family. So we can say for the family. So we're looking for the total cost. So when we go back and read through this, we need to figure out the quantities involving money, since we're looking for the total money. So going back through this, we can see that this piece of information at the bottom, water costs 20 cents per liter, or $0.2 per liter. So that's one place to start. But notice that the units on this are per liter. We have money per liter. So let's start writing down what we know here, that we spend 20 cents per liter. So to find the total cost, somehow we'll have to know how many liters of shower water were used. And we're told that in the past month, each person showered for an average of 480 minutes. This doesn't seem to be relevant. We're not dealing with time. And used an average 72 liters of shower water over the month. So this right here will be very useful for us. The average for each family member was 72 liters of shower water. So we know that there are 72 liters that are used per person. And again, this is for the entire month. And from here, we just need to think, well, how many people are there? Since we're relating liters to people, and we know we can relate money to liters, so we can figure out the total cost per person here. But how do we know the total cost for the family? Well, we need to look how many people are in the family. And we can see that there are 6 people, including Trevor. So we can write that down as well. There are 6 people. So if we can figure out the cost per person for the entire month, we can just multiply that by 6 to get the total cost per family that was spent on showers in the last month. And we can see with a question like this, there is information that's given that's not really useful. For instance, the idea that there are 3 bathrooms, that doesn't affect the cost. We're just looking at the total amount of water used and the cost related to that, and we'll spread that out over 6 people. So this doesn't really add anything to the problem. Likewise, I mentioned that this 480 minutes, the time spent actually showering, doesn't really matter, since again, it's all about the actual water that was used. Some people could be showering with a lot more pressure than other people. That might be variable, but what is consistent is the total amount of water. So this information here, the 3 bathrooms and the total time spent showering, that's just not useful for this problem and will often throw students off. So at this point, we can use what we know to figure out our goal here, the total amount of money. So let me make a little bit of room and we can figure this out. Since we want the total money, let's start with this 20 cents per liter, and we will do some rate conversion here. We want to change this into the total cost per person, and then once we find the total cost per person, then we can just multiply by the 6 people to get the total cost. So to change this to cost per person, we'll use this piece of information, and we want to put liters in the numerator. We're essentially just multiplying by fractions now. And we'll put our 72 liters in the numerator so that liters will cancel out. Liters divided by liters, something divided by itself is always 1, so those will cancel. And this is 72 liters per person. And like I mentioned, liters will cancel. So now we can multiply to find the cost per person, the total money per person. And $0.20 multiplied by 72 liters would give us $14.40, and this is the cost per person. Now we'll take this and multiply it by the total number of people we have. So we can do this 1440 per person, and we'll multiply by 6 people. Now, person and people, those are equivalent in a sense, so they will cancel each other out, so that we just do 1440 times by 6, and it looks like our final answer will be $86.40. So this right here, this total amount, this is the total money that's spent on showers in a month period for the entire family.